Boy, do I have some fun, crafty projects for you today. I'm going to be making a bunch of cards and some standalone gifts and cards with some brand new products from Scrappy Tails Crafts. Hello everyone, it's Kari from sunshineinmypocket.com, and I'm really excited to bring this video to you today. It's been a long time in the coming, and I can't wait to share. So I've got the dies here. There is this Perfume Bottle craft metal die, and then the piece that I just pulled off with the words on it is the Perfume Bottle Word Crafts die, and I'm going to put those all together to build some really amazing cards and some 3D elements as well. I have here some Durabrite craft cardstock. It's really like a plastic paper, and that's what we're going to use today to create some beautiful alcohol inked backgrounds, perfect for some perfume looks. And I'm also going to be using my tool, my heat tool, which is kind of like a hair tool, like a hair dryer. But this one is really great and really fun for using with alcohol inks. So I'll show you how I like to start out, especially when I'm making a bunch of cards. I like to make a whole bunch of different alcohol inked backgrounds with different looks. I'm starting out with some really light pink here. This one is the shell pink. I thought it would be really pretty for kind of a feminine look for those perfume bottles. And I'm just taking my heat tool, which is actually really a hair tool, and I'm using that to move the alcohol ink around with the isopropyl alcohol. Now I'm using 91% isopropyl alcohol here, and you can see there are various settings on this hair tool. I go with the cool setting so that what it does is it helps the alcohol ink to move and to dry quicker than normal. Now I made a really interesting mistake here, and I thought I would leave this in so you could see that it's easy enough to fix or to not make this mistake in the first place. And so this one here that I'm using, this beautiful aquamarine, I wanted to add some gold elements to it, but I dried that ink before I added the gold, and now the gold of course does not want to move around. And so what I found the best thing to do is to add your alcohol ink, and while it's still wet, before you dry it at all, add that gold and a little bit of isopropyl alcohol, and you'll get it to move really well. So you can see on these ones, I just made a variety of them. Now I'm going to use a bunch of different papers. I've got some alcohol ink cardstock here as well that I did that blue one on. But the ones where I couldn't get the gold to move around, no worries, because we're going to cover those up with some different elements. So as you can see, I am taking that perfume dye now, and I'm just making sure it fills the space of the bottle. And then I'm going to use the inside piece, which is that add-on that comes with the words, and I'm going to use that to cut out some vellum. And I'll show you that card in just a few minutes, but first, I wanted to make a shaped card, so I have here a card base already ready, and I'm going to cut that perfume bottle out, leaving the edge over the edge of the card base. So when I cut it out, it creates that hinge or leaves that hinge there, just like so. And that is how you can easily create a shaped card using this die. I did have to run it through a couple of times through my die cut machine to get it to cut all the way through, but then I had no problems and it is fun. So I also cut out a bunch of toppers for the perfume. You can see I've got some glitter paper, I've got some metallic paper, mirrored cardstock, and lots of different ideas for building these beautiful perfume cards. I'm going to put this one together for you. Please do excuse my voice. It's that time where the allergies are out in full force here in Arizona. So I went ahead and added our beautiful alcohol inked piece for this one, and then the topper, and then I also cut out one of the small decorative pieces to add to the neck of the perfume bottle. So I've got some metallic black and then some metallic gold, or it's mirror cardstock, kind of a satin finish on this one. And here is my design for this. The vellum, I went ahead and put some full adhesive all over the back so you wouldn't be able to see the adhesive at all because it would cover the whole thing up. And then I cut out one of the words from that second die set. This one says bonjour. I cut it out with that gold mirror cardstock to match the top. And then this piece right here comes with your Perfume Bottle original set. And then I added those flowers that also come in the set. I cut them out of some solid cardstock, and then the second layer I cut out with some extra alcohol inked pieces. So it makes for a matching flower. I love these flowers that come in the set. And now I'm going to stamp out this stamp set that matches. This is a really great stamp set. This has all kinds of sentiments that match the perfume bottles, and it's so great. It's the 3x4 Designer Friends stamp set. So I'm stamping them all at once, and I die cut them all at once as well. So that way I have lots of different elements to build up my cards. This one is so beautiful with the dots and the lines around that label. The sentiment inside says, "You are more fabulous than Chanel, Gucci, Versace." Isn't that cute? I thought it was so clever, and all of the sentiments in the set are just as clever, and they match the perfume theme. Now here's where I wanted to show you that I'm putting down the ink and then dropping the gold right inside of that, and then adding the isopropyl alcohol. Now what I'm trying to do with this set here is make kind of some lines with the gold in it, so it looks like we have threads of gold in our perfume that is kind of like in waves or lines. And so what I'm doing is just kind of helping that to move around to create an entire line across my card panel front here. And then I'm going to use my hair tool to dry that off in 2 lines. So I dry it coming both ways. So first of all, I dry it closer to me, and then I push that wave away, and then I push it back a little bit further than the last one. I don't know if this is making sense, but anyway, what it's going to do is create a line and then another line and then another line until I create a line all the way across. Now, it's not going to be perfect. This technique does take a little bit of practice, and here I'm trying a different way to get those lines a little bit faster and easier. But what I found is you really need to have a little bit of patience with this drying technique, and then you're going to get some really great lines. So I had to do it in multiple steps. So first of all, I did 1 or 2 lines, and then I added more inks and more alcohol, created that to go across the entire panel, and then dried it again in another segment. And I did that multiple times until I had enough to fill my perfume bottle. I just love this look. I love the idea of having that gold threaded throughout, and I love the waves look. I just think it's really beautiful. So there we go. That's going to be one beautiful perfume bottle right there. And I'm going to go ahead and just test it to make sure I have enough there for that one. Can you see that gold? It's so fun to do. So I love this look. I hope that you will try it and let me know if you get a really good result. Again, like I said, it takes a lot of practice. Sometimes you get some stray alcohol like I did here, but that's okay because you can always fix it. You can go over alcohol, inks multiple times. You can clean it up with isopropyl alcohol and then keep on going. So that is one really great thing about working with alcohol inks. There's a lot of different techniques you can do. You can make it look like you have multiple cells, lots of things. Now, one other thing I wanted to say about this heat tool is usually I try to hold it at a 90-degree angle from the paper, which is why I'm getting in the way of the camera quite often. But look at that beautiful piece right there. That's going to be great. Now, I had some alcohol left on my mat, so I decided to use some isopropyl alcohol, pick that up, and get started on my next panel. You can see that it's very light, but I can just add a little more ink and then keep on going and creating those waves that I like. One nice thing about working on a glass mat when you have isopropyl alcohol is it can be cleaned up easily with that alcohol or with some hand sanitizer. So it's a really easy cleanup. Now here's another idea for you. I have some of that 91% isopropyl alcohol in a squirt bottle, and it's going to create these cells that look really, really cool. But I didn't love that look for my perfume, so I'm going to add some more alcohol on top and keep it moving to create a different look. But I just wanted to give you that idea. Be sure you only use the isopropyl alcohol in a squirt bottle. Do not try the blending solution that you can get from Ranger because that has some resins in it and you don't want to have that sprayed where it can be in the air. So just a note of warning, and also be sure you have some really good ventilation going when you're working with alcohol inks. I had my fan on and of course a air purifier going at the same time. If you have a place where you can open a window, that's also a good idea. Anyway, just some fun times with these alcohol inks. And look at this one. This one's quite moody, but see how easy this is to clean up on a glass mat? Look at that one. I'm going to create a really moody card at the end. So here's some of the ones that I did the waves on, got those beautiful lines with the gold in them. And I'm going to go ahead and start turning these into cards now. This one here, and then I've got a couple of the greens and blues. I just wanted to do a bunch of my favorite colors and also colors I thought would be great for perfume names. And I had a really fun time. Now this one, I'm so excited to share this with you because I made one into a shaker card and I actually turned it into a 3D card as well. And I'm going to show you that. So what I did was I cut out that inside piece using that extra piece from the Word Dies craft metal set for the perfume bottle. So that's the second set. And then I added some acetate to that, just like so. And then what I did was I put one of my alcohol pieces in that I just cut off. I just had a little extra piece here. So you can see it's kind of cut off the top, but don't worry, we're going to put a word over that. So you're not even going to be able to tell in the end. And I'm going to put that kind of up a little bit higher than normal because the outside frame is going to cover that. And then I can put that word right over the top so you won't even see. And I'm going to use this sparkle mix from Heavy Doodle. I love it because it's got some sequins and gems. This one is called Cove Sea and it's my favorite color. And it matched our alcohol ink panel, so that's why I wanted to use this one. And so I went ahead and added those, and now I'm going to just get one of the gems and add it to the eye here. I wanted a little extra sparkle, and I'm going to also glue some to the top of the panel so that when it is shaken, not all of the bits fall to the bottom of the panel, but there's a few that stay up near the top. I'm adding some double thick foam tape around the edge of our panel with the acetate on it. I'm creating a continuous line so none of those pieces will fall out, and that's what's going to keep them contained on the inside of the shaker. And I'm adding the foam to the rest of the perfume. We're going to get some nice coverage there. And now I just remove the backer and add that to our piece. Super simple to create this shaker card. And I actually really love it. I think this is going to be really cute for a party favor, also for a place setting, even if you were doing like a glam night or a girls' party, a spa day. It would be so cute. Oh, look at that. All right, so to finish this off, I'm going to add my decorative elements. I had a little piece sticking out the side of that acetate, so I'm just going to trim that off just like so. And then I'm going to pop up our word right on the front. It says merci. I think this would be a really cute thank you. Thank you gift. Wait till you see. Okay, I've also cut out some glitter paper to match. That's going right over the top. And that glitter paper, I mean, look at that color. We're even adding more glam. I had an extra piece of the alcohol ink piece from this one, and so since it matched, I wanted to add just a little line of that to the bottom there. And now I'm going to create it to be a 3D element. So we're going to create this to be a present. Now this piece right here, this came from the purse dies. If you saw my purse video, the purse dies allow you to create them to be 3D, to put little gifts in them. So I'm taking this piece from the purse dies and I'm going to use it on the perfume dies. I love it that Sabrina did this. She planned it out so that you could use it for this perfume die as well if you wanted to. It's the perfect size and it's going to make a perfect little gift. So I'm adding the double-sided adhesive all across those panels, just on both of them on the sides, but one on the bottom panel there. I'll trim off the excess and now I'm going to put this together. I'm doing this rather quickly. If you want a full tutorial on how to put this together, you can watch my purse video that I will have linked as well. And then it's going to create this little, kind of like a little pouch, a perfect little thank you pouch. So I'm just closing up the bottom here, just like so, lining those up and pushing them together with my fingers. Now you can also fold this in so it becomes mailable if you want to, which is really, really great. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue the perfume on the front and the back. I do have a little line here that I wanted to add to the neck of the perfume. Got away from me just a little bit there, but I'll glue that right here to that neck. And now I'm going to add the front and the back to this little gift. I'm gluing it onto the box portion because the perfume is a little bit bigger than the box, as you can see, and so you don't want to get extra glue on your perfume bottle. So glue the back of the box as well and add that extra piece. Now I will add a little something to the back of this in just a minute, but I wanted to show you how cute this is. Look at this shaker. Shakes around and it's perfect for a little hand sanitizer. Let me show you some alcohol ink fits in there. I didn't plan on making this into a gift during my video, so I don't have like a real present to put in there, but you can imagine all the cute little things you could add. And then I added some gift tissue paper. Look how cute that is. Oh gosh, I really want to make a bunch of place settings with this as well. I think that would be really fun. Here's those flowers again. This is what I'm going to add to the back, but I wanted to show you it's 2 layers of petals and then you've got the center portion of the flower. So they're super simple to put together. And I know that I'm going to be using these flowers on many, many things, not just for these perfume bottles. They're some of my favorites to put together because they are so easy and you really don't have to think too much about it. But I did use the same glitter paper to match the top of the perfume bottle. And there we go, all put together. I'll go ahead and add these to the back here. This is where you could add a little sentiment if you wanted to, or write a little note. You could also put a little note inside. And if you were using these as place settings, you certainly could use their name on the front. That'd be so cute. Now here's another one I wanted to create. I was so excited about these mini perfume bottle dies that are also available from Scrappy Tails Crafts. I thought I would create the cutest card. So I'm adding this to my card here, putting together those little perfume bottles. The little message on top says, "You're sensational." So cute. And then look how easy these perfume bottles are. She really did think about the layers so you could do different colors and build them up and create dimension. And I love that about these. So I am creating a purple and blue with a touch of yellow for this one here. That's my color scheme. And I'm going to pop that top perfume bottle up with some foam tape. For most of my A2 cards, I went ahead and ink blended the backgrounds to create just kind of a really fun, dreamy look for the perfume bottles to sit on. And the ones that I am creating into cards, I am making all A2 size. So you can see they are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. These would also look really great on 5 by 7 cards if you wanted to do a 5 by 7 card. I'm building up the perfume bottle with 2 extra layers to give it some more dimension so it pops right up off the background, and it also adds some weight to this card. and I thought it just made these cards feel really luxurious. I really wish you could feel these cards, lift them and, touch them, pick them up yourself so you could feel just how quality they feel. I can't even say enough about how wonderful these dies are. I'm just going to move that little piece up just a touch and then add it to our card base just like so. And there is our perfume bottle set. Now, I'm going to show you a few more cards here. I'm going to show you how they all turned out. I made 10 cards to share today. So it was quite a few, but look at this one. I actually named all the perfume as well. I wanted to show you, here's the set right here, and I thought it needed a little bow. So out of that mini perfume bottle die set, there's this little bow that is so super cute. I used it on quite a few of my cards today, and I wanted to add that right there to that one. And that's going to finish off this card. Okay, so let's show you all of the cards, and I'm going to tell you all their names as well. This is the shaped card that we made together. See that? It's a card in and of itself, and I used some mica sprays on that flower to create that really fun look. It does shimmer in the light, and that perfume name is called Burst of Berries. Here's our next one. This one is the one with the vellum and the bonjour. This one is definitely a favorite of mine with those gems and the mirrored cardstock. It's a really fun one. That one's called Floral Fantasy. Here's the next one. This one I created those lines with the gold, and I added some leaves from another one of her die sets and the hearts as well. This one is called Mint Mist. So that's why with the leaves, see? And you know what that sentiment says? It says, "Happy birthday from one fabulous friend to another." Isn't that cute? And then of course some gems at the top for this one. The next one is another one of my favorites. This one I used the Birds of Paradise die, and then I created the two different color schemes with the pinks and the oranges, and then cut out the J'adore out of those colors as well. See the gold lines in that one too? I love it. This one's called Tropical Passion. It's so pretty. I did add some gold gems to that one. And the background is like a nice sunset color. Can you tell I really had fun creating these? I hope you can tell. This next one here is the perfume bottle one we put together. I love this one. It is a really soft color scheme, but also very beautiful. And it's called Sea Breeze Sensation because I have the sensation up there. So Sea Breeze Sensation. I know. Have I missed my calling? I probably should be naming perfumes, right? All right, here's the next one. This one, oh my goodness. Okay, berry cheesecake, first of all. For that sentiment, I just have a bowl on my desk using some of my foiled sentiments. I did some hot foiling, so I just pulled one of those out. But look at this strawberry cheesecake with other berries too. That die is one of my favorites of hers. I use it quite often. It's the dessert die. This one's called Berry Cheesecake Bliss. And then I put some leaves and berries in the background as well. Okay, look at this one. I turned the donuts into sugar cookies, and I added some sprinkles on top, some little hearts, and her Hello Sunshine. And this one is one that I used a stencil in the background. So I inked on the ink, my Distress Oxide inks, and then I used this stencil right here to ink over that just a little bit, so you got that really fun background. This one's called Sugar Cookie Satisfaction. I don't know. I mean, would you like a perfume that smelled like sugar cookies? I dream of sugar cookies all the time. This is another beautiful die of hers. It's her Daisy die, and I will link everything so you can take a look below. But this one says, "Friends are like diamonds, beautiful, valuable, and always in style." So that's why I added the extra diamonds around the edges. And this one is Vanilla Bean Dreams. And for those vanilla beans, I used a branch from one of her leaf dies and just kind of cut it into a vanilla bean shape. That's another one I used a stencil on the background. Okay, here is the dark and moody one. I love this one. I couldn't resist adding her Eiffel Tower die to this one. So I used that darker one that we did, the alcohol inks, added some silver gems, and that number one friend, Paris, was perfect for this label. This one's called I Dream of Paris. Actually, I Dream of Paris. That's the real name. And here's our shaker. This one, oh my gosh, I love it so much. I actually don't know if I named this one. Did I name this one? I don't know. I might need your help in naming this one. So leave me a comment below if you have some good ideas. I might have meant to call this one Sea Breeze Sensation and the perfume one Lovely Lavender. That might be it. So Sea Breeze Sensation for this one and Lovely Lavender on the perfume one. So if you have any better ideas for perfume names, feel free to let me know in the comments below, because even though I had such a great time, I mean, they're not always set in stone. We could definitely change them around. But look how fun these are with the 3D shaker and the one that opens up just like a card. That Paris one, I used some glitter paper that was stripedy already for the background. So I don't know if I mentioned that already. But see, the rest of these, I just inked on a nice soft background so that the perfume could really shine and that alcohol ink could really shine as well. Look at those perfume bottles. Lovely Lavender is really, really lovely. So I will link everything below in case you want to check it all out. And also, please leave me a comment. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a thing. Look at all these really fun cards we made together. Well, we made most of them together, some off screen, but I did want to share with you my excitement for all of these. I think these are really, really fun for girls cards, for thank you cards, for a trip. I mean, if you're going on a tropical trip, how can you resist? I couldn't. And I will link the other videos that I shared as well. Thank you so very much for stopping by today. I really appreciate your comments, your thumbs up, your likes, and coming back again and again. I'll be back really soon with more card making and paper crafting inspiration. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.